What's good, Shack Pack? It's your boy DUSHAQ, and we're back with another video on the channel. And today, we're gonna be reacting to Is Eating Animals Wrong? Hunters versus Vegans Middle Ground from Jubilee. So, if you don't know this already, I'm a vegetarian. I'm probably on my way to vegan soon. I'm not even gonna lie, but I'm a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for a year and a half now, I think. Yeah, I've been a vegetarian for a year and a half now, and it's been pretty great. Like starting off, like not eating meat, it was kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like, bro, I want that, but now I can't eat that. Like, oh, I want that. Well, I really like burgers. I'm happy they have veggie burgers and really good veggie burgers at that, because dude, I don't think I could survive without a burger, bro. Burgers are my favorite thing to eat. Like, dude, hey, put a burger in front of me, I love you. Like, come on now. But nah, the transition, it was smoother than I thought it was gonna be. Like the first couple weeks, it was like, oh, okay, I really can't eat meat. Like, and then, you know, as the time went by, like, it was easier, and I feel like really great. Like, I feel healthier. Like, honestly, I feel healthier. But is eating animals wrong? My thing, I didn't become a vegetarian like for like animals. I became a vegetarian because I feel like it was just a healthier life choice, and you know, I know that eating meat isn't the healthiest, so you know, I just went ahead and just became a vegetarian. But I don't know. To answer that question, is eating animals wrong? I don't know. You know, like, I'm a vegetarian, so I can still, like, I drink milk. I eat yogurt, stuff like that. You know, I still like consume dairy and, like, you know, eggs and stuff like that. But I mean, like, that's cool. But killing animals, I don't know, man. I know stuff like that, it messes up the food chain. But you know, we're gonna see what these other people gotta say. Let's get into it.
We were all born like 3 centuries from now. The world has been globalized, and like agriculture can reach every corner of the globe. How would that affect, if at all, your views or your choices?
Am I going to be judged if I say not at all?
Hold on. Hunters.
I became vegan.
Hold on. By hunters, do they mean people that like actually hunt animals? Like they be in the wilderness hunting people? I mean, I say hunting people. Hunting animals?
Because I could no longer think about eating something that was once living and breathing.
The primary thing that keeps me vegan is just always the animal liberation. The idea that we are trying to push our ideas onto others. That stereotype I've experienced the most.
Hunting is a very hard concept for people to understand. I am in Texas, it's a lot more acceptable, even though being a
Texas, I should have known. hey, sorry to all my Texans out there, but I should have known. You know, I should have known. She's from Texas, of course.
woman who hunts, people still, you know, have a really hard time with that concept.
I feel like a lot of people think vegans are more effeminate. People will question your sexuality oftentimes.
You telling me I'm not vegan, but you telling me if I tell you I'm vegetarian, you're gonna question my sexuality? Huh? Okay, whatever.
Grew up in a rural village, living off the land. The way we live is in total respect to the animals, and I think there's so much that people do not know about indigenous culture.
Brought vegans and hunters together to spark a dialogue about animals' well-being in the food industry. Unfortunately, one cast was unable to attend the day of filming.
My name is Danny.
But we still love the conversation and wanted to share it with you.
My name is Danny. I'm queer, I'm vegan, and I'm multiracial.
Okay, one thing. They said the food industry. One thing about processed foods, dude. That's another reason why I became vegan. I said vegan. That's another reason why I became vegetarian, because bro, processed foods, that's really not good for you at all, bro. Like the processed foods and stuff like that, and then like these fast food restaurants, bro, like, no, especially fast food. Don't even get me started, because it's like, dude, they don't even be using actual meat. Like, I don't know what they're using, but it's not real meat. It's not real meat.
Hi, my name is Don Marvens. I've been a vegan for coming on 6 years now. I'm a
6
freelance
years.
photographer, and I recently moved to the LA area.
My name is Nina. I'm 24. I've been vegan for coming up on 5 years now, and I'm a
5
professional
years.
astrologer.
Hey, when I hit my when I hit my 2-year mark for being a vegetarian, I'm gonna celebrate. I don't know how, but I'm gonna celebrate.
Hi, my name is Brittany. I'm Koyukon Dene from Alaska.
Alaska?
I'm a first-generation college graduate, and I went to
Any
school
kind of
in
cold
the
up there?
California area, and I'm currently on a road trip visiting friends to learn whose land I'm on.
I'm Carly. I'm from Texas. I'm a wife, a mom. I also do sales and marketing consulting.
The first prompt is, I care about animals' well-being.
I mean, of course, I care about animals' well-being. You know, I don't want to I could never bring myself to kill an animal. Whether it's our dog, he's 15 years old, bro. Like he's old. He can barely see. He can barely hear, and it's getting around that time where he's gonna have to put down. And I don't know if we're gonna do it, if we're gonna have him put down professionally, but I don't want to be the one to do it. Like I could never bring myself to hurt an animal. I'm sorry, I just couldn't. So yes, of course I care about animals' well-being. And I know pets don't count as, but the animals that they're talking about, like
Is that
wild
surprising
animals,
to
stuff
y'all?
like that. Stuff that we eat.
Two
You
hunters
don't eat
walked
dogs.
over.
I would love to hear why. Yeah, I would love to hear it.
Hunters have the utmost respect for animals. And I think that's a really hard thing for people to see. It's how can you love something and respect something that you kill? It's just a hard concept, right? Conservation is a big reason why I hunt. It not only provides food for my family, but I can shoot a certain number of deer each year, and that will keep that population and that herd thriving.
I guess I've never really came at this conversation from like an angle of vegans versus hunters. It's always vegans versus a meat eater. So I understand, in a sense, the respect you have to what you're doing. I just know that I could never do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think
that's
that
what I'm saying.
for me
I
is
could
one
never.
of
I could never, bro.
maybe more bigger
I wouldn't be-
issues
I
is
wouldn't be
not
able to do
with
that.
vegans, but it's more people who eat meat but don't understand hunting. So you're gonna eat meat that was slaughtered at a factory, but I can't just give a deer one swift.
Yeah. I totally get what she's saying. Like, for you to like eat meat and then like you go through all this process, what I was saying about processed foods, going through all these processes and stuff, and you don't know what they putting in there or if it's even actual meat. But I get what she's saying though, because she's killing a deer and then she's cooking it herself, so it's the actual real meat.
Great bullet in the heart where it dies out where it's supposed to die.
I was one of those people that said I could never even be vegetarian. Like I was probably like the people that you're describing, just not having a connection to what they're eating. I didn't think about it. And then as streaming services go, I found a little documentary through the suggestions.
But it changed your life.
And it changed my life. And like I remember I went to brunch that morning and I had like sausage and egg and like fried cheese. And then that night I watched this documentary, and so that's why I'm vegan, because I can't support like us as an industry and as a populace like removing the choice from that large of a swath of animal populations just because they're animals.
If there was a solution, like just the magic happens, the skies part, and all the meat is like done in a way that is humane, would that make you more inclined to eat meat?
I think that you
In a way that is humane, skies part, and all the meat is like done in a way that is humane, would that make you more inclined to eat meat?
I think that you sort of get into the fundamentals of like, is it humane to kill something? I have to understand and respect and honor that like in indigenous cultures, there's many reasons why people hunt. We would all be remiss if we didn't admit that, at a time in human history, like we needed animal protein.
We needed animals to survive.
But today, it's not necessarily a necessity.
I was being taught ethical hunting by an ethical hunter. And again, I think that's a harder concept here. Because trust me, like there are asshole hunters. But that's what I saw conservation, and I saw ethical hunting, and I saw why we do it, and I saw the food. I haven't bought beef. I mean, in 6-7 years.
Can I ask you a question that I'm kind of scared to ask?
And we'll see.
So you said that you're a mother, and if you think of like Bambi, do you ever consider the
Bambi.
small baby animals that you're taking their parents away from them?
Okay. So Bambi doesn't exist. Right. That's a Disney movie. If a mom is there with her yearlings, you would never kill that mom, right? You wait until she kicks them out of the house.
And that's part of like ethical hunting.
That is like, yeah, no one really, like you wait until the babies are kicked out.
I learned from my Tlingit cousins, they're from
Talking
the
about kicked
southeastern
out of the
Alaska.
house, like they
They're
really.
the ones that invented the fish hook. It was so wide that only a full-grown halibut could get caught. It's a generational thought. You're not just thinking about, oh, I need food tonight. You're like, how do I make sure I protect their natural processes? When fish hooks are made now, anything can go out. So many of our pre-colonial traditions were staying in balance with animals, and we had so many practices that prevented overhunting. And the people who are living off the land, who are fighting for the land, are getting last priority. We're not allowed to fish if there's commercial fishing. We're constantly being watched and fined. It's constantly having land taken away.
Bro,
If you look at
this is just like I know y'all know a dude named Christopher Columbus, bro. This colonization and stuff, push people out of their own land, like that's not cool at all. That ties into this a little bit too, they pushing people out of their land, and it's like, dude, like you don't own this land. Like what really gives somebody the right to say they own this land? Because what they paid money for it? You don't own anything. You really don't. Just because you paid money or you're like some big industry or whatever, no, you don't own any land. I don't know why people think they do. Like, yeah, you think you own it because you paid for it or whatever, but no, you don't truly own any land. Like, the world is ours for the taking, bro. Like, it's the world is free for everybody. Like, you can't push somebody out of their own land. Like, dude.
any community, it's constantly happening to them where they're told they're not allowed to do this or eat this. It's all connected, it's all a cycle.
Veganism is a privileged way of living.
Privileged? I don't know. I mean, you could say privileged, but I mean, hold on. I gotta get. Let me see. Let me think. Cause I think the way that they're saying it, saying like you're like veganism is like, oh, you're only gonna be a vegan if you're like rich, or you like bougie. Basically saying that you bougie if you're a vegan. Like, oh, you too good to eat meat. No, that's not it. I think that's what they're saying. I don't know. Let me hear what they're talking about.
If you have a choice of where you get to get your food and where it comes from, and even knowing about it is a privilege.
To have the
Oh, I
choice
get what
to
they're saying.
be
I get what they're
vegan,
saying.
that includes, makeup and clothing and all of these things.
It's cool.
And, sustainable clothing, for example, is a top dollar
Yeah.
if you're trying to buy it new. And thrifting is great, but some people don't even have access to that. And so I think that choice is a privilege and veganism is a choice.
I was born in Haiti, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and the fact that my parents were able to leave with me when I was just like 1 year old into the States, like really shaped how my life would go. The lifestyle that I'm living is such a stark contrast from the people down in the Caribbean.
I feel like I have to talk about how veganism, especially in the States and especially in like the global West, has been totally co-opted by I'm just gonna say it, by whiteness. Veganism shouldn't be a privilege in my opinion, but it is. Like the world that we live in now, it is.
Of course.
I don't.
I didn't
know
understand what they were saying
about
at first,
being a
but,
vegan.
I understand
I
now.
think of it as like something that rich white people do, but I don't know. I don't know any vegans. I don't know how much money it costs.
Yeah, a lot of people also.
They don't- Another thing, it actually costs more to be a vegan than to just eat fast food for the rest of your life. That's crazy. That's actually crazy to me. it costs more to buy healthy stuff from a grocery store than to just buy fast food. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? If you want to go the healthy route, it costs more. But if you want to go the junk food route, the unhealthy eating route, like, it costs less? Like, explain that to me. Shouldn't it cost less to buy the healthy stuff and then cost more for the unhealthy stuff? What that mean?
From lower income backgrounds or areas, they also rely on fast food. And that stuff is really cheap because, as far as I understand, the government subsidizes meat and animal products much more than it does vegetables.
When we think about someone who has to work a low wage job to survive, you also have to think they're probably working more than one job possibly. You want the easiest meals, you want the highest calorie meals because you're working and you're burning so many calories. So when you're saying, why don't you eat more plant-based, you're asking them to change their shopping habits, you're asking them to spend more time, you're asking them to educate themselves. And when you are working that hard, you have to numb yourself. You are eating to survive. That is different than choosing what you're eating.
That is, hey, that's
And it's not
definitely
fair
true.
to like
That's
ask
definitely
any of those
true.
people in survival mode to completely like shift their way of life and learn a whole new lifestyle. And I definitely agree with that. I'm just curious, like, if we were all born like 3 centuries from now, the world has been globalized and like agriculture can reach every corner of the globe, how would that affect, if at all, your views or your choices?
Am I going to be judged if I say not at all?
I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah, I'm going to eat meat. I don't want to say there's no reason to not eat meat, but there's maybe no reason for me not to eat meat.
I get it.
I'm feeling judged.
I'm not judging,
you
but
know-
I don't understand. I'll be honest, I don't
Yeah.
understand.
I mean, like, I still cry when I kill something. I mean, I love the animals, but they're still just animals. Like, it's okay to eat one. Everyone's been eating meat forever.
That's true.
You know,
That
and
is
been a
there's
long
never
time.
been
That
a
is true.
culture ever that was 100% vegan. You know, they have shifted. They're plant-based and Mediterranean and Buddhist, and they have moved towards a whole culture who was 100% vegan. I don't think has ever existed.
It sounds like it's a natural order kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting to hear because I'm firmly of the belief that like we are animals. So for me, the natural order perspective doesn't hold a lot of water.
Do you guys have pets? Like,
That's what I was
in-
just saying
in
about
other
pets,
parts
bro.
of the world,
That's what I'm just saying about
what you would
pets.
consider your pet, some people would eat.
But that's there. I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying. We're not eating dogs over here, bro.
I hope many don't eat my dog. But that's, you know, I mean, I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
worry about someone in China eating dogs. Like,
Yeah.
we can all.
That's gotta be racist. That's gotta be racist. That's gotta be racist. There's no way that's not racist. There's no way that's not racist. I'm sorry. It sounded racist. I know. Look, I knew as soon as she said something about dogs, she was gonna bring up Asian people. Hey man, she from Texas.
Try to make the world a better place. And
It's interesting though because it does kind of challenge the natural order perspective. Like
Where
if,
do you draw the line?
Right.
Something to think about in this conversation too is knowing that even when we eat plants, there's so many people that we're exploiting.
Yes.
The core of this, I think, is just having that respect for your food.
I fully agree with that. I think it's such a falsehood when vegans say cruelty-free. The avocados that I eat, were harvested by people that are being exploited. So
Do you guys consider hunting a privilege?
isn't everything a privilege to a point, right?
Yeah,
a lot of
of
people are
course.
going literally in their backyard, shooting something, processing it in their house, and putting it right on the table for their family. Like, that to me is beautiful. Hunting can be really expensive. You basically have to have a huge ranch, or you have to spend a ton of money to hunt on someone else's ranch. And then I think what a lot of people see are, right, the trophy hunters and the going over to Africa and hunting. I have not done that
man.
yet. That does not mean that I
She
not
said
for
yes.
it or against it. I do know that tourism in Africa is a huge moneymaker for them. I mean, those villages are really poor, and having an entire animal and multiple animals that hunters give them is it's big for them.
My question with that would just be, why would it have to be a tourist? It kind of just sounds like the white savior complex narrative.
Oh,
Because
dang.
we're willing to pay a shitload of money.
I remember reading a statistic about like a single elephant in its lifetime.
But look. Another thing about hunting, it's like some people, they don't even hunt for like food or nothing. They just hunt for fun. Like if you're out there hunting for fun, like
King
why?
Garner.
Oh dang, my bad. If you're out there hunting for fun, like why? Like that's just weird to me. You out here hunting animals for fun. Like, are you good, bro? You out here just killing animals like it's normal. Like, dude, how is that fun for you?
Are over $1 million just from photographic tourism. One single elephant's ivory is about $21,000. So just that in itself, like to me, is evidence that like non-violent tourism, like non-trophy hunting tourism, like is just as lucrative, if not more lucrative than trophy hunting.
Hunting is only acceptable if it's for food.
Literally what I just said. Yes, hunting is only acceptable if it's for food. If you out there hunting for fun or for sport or whatever, something is very wrong with you. Something is very wrong with you. Like, I don't get why anyone would be out there hunting just for the fun of it. Like, why?
Oh, I agree with this.
Come on, Brett, I had to review.
No, I'm glad you said. If this,
I mean, and then there's you know how they were saying like in the old days, like of course you would kill an animal and then you would skin it for like clothes and stuff like that. But we're not in that age anymore. I'm just bringing that point up, but we're not in that age anymore where we need to skin an animal for like all that other stuff.
was asked first, I would have disagreed. But after hearing your story, it is necessary to an extent.
If you're hunting for food, then you're saying that your life is more important than that other animal's life, and that is more reasonable to me than saying that your pleasure or your trophy or whatever is more important than the animal's
Exactly.
life.
That's what I'm saying.
There's also safety, which I now realize, and it's like almost 2 hours if you needed a medical emergency evacuation. So yeah, I don't know any killing besides safety and like food, and then we still try to make the most out of the body and the fur, and we'll try to like feed it to the dog team. So
There is just the biology of land, and there's biology of carrying capacity, and there's biology of how these animals have to be, taken care of. I know that if people are not hunting, those deer are gonna starve. There's not enough food, there's not enough water, there's not enough shelter. So to me, I will take one for the team and I will shoot a few deer this year to keep the land in check and the ecosystem in check.
I don't disagree that maintaining equilibrium of an ecosystem is important. My question to that would be like, what's actually sitting at the root cause of the deer overpopulation? Is the root cause that people aren't hunting enough, or is the root cause?
The deer. I mean, the root of that cause is people hunting. What do deer? Wait, don't deer eat like grass? There's no grass crisis. So deer are perfectly fine. What? Hold on. What do deer eat, bruh? What do deer eat? What do deer eat? Cause I just use deer eat a variety of food types, including browse, leafy parts of woody plants, forbs, herbaceous, broad-leveled plants, including agricultural crops, hard and soft mast seeds, and grass and mushroom lichens. They eat grass. I'm pretty sure overpopulation is not a problem at all. There's plenty of grass around. And leaves and trees, I'm pretty sure.
cause that their, their land is being taken away. But me making assumptions, hunting is a Band-Aid solution.
Like, I wish I could answer a very smart and like, well, based on data, that's
Yeah.
done. I mean, look at Los Angeles and Dallas, and like, where are animals going?
Right.
They're dying. I mean, but what is the solution? I don't know.
The US a lot of the times has tried to decide what animals need to go or not without the guidance of indigenous people who have been doing this for thousands of years and who have relationships with the animals. There are solutions, there are people that know it, and we need to push people in power to uplift voices who have this knowledge.
My diet is healthier.
I'm dead. I mean, yeah, of course, like eating plants would be healthier than eating meat, in my opinion.
Hey, girl.
Hey. The question is healthier than what? I chose to come up here because my diet is healthier than when I was not eating a vegan diet. I love a Beyond Burger. Is that healthier than eating rice, beans, and collard greens every day? No, it's not. Do I believe that eating plant-based is healthier than eating animal products?
Of
Yes.
course.
And if you're super, super intentional and informed about what you're putting in your body, then it's going to be healthier than someone who's not.
That's also healthier on an emotional and mental level. There's this detachment, this emotional detachment that you're going through when you're eating an animal, and that to me is emotionally unhealthy. I think awareness is one of the healthiest things that we can have.
Okay.
I know if you like search veganism like online, especially on YouTube, you can see very dangerous vegan diets being like just told to like a massive audience of like young impressionable people. Like, but like Oreos are vegan, Twizzlers are vegan, and it's been 1 a.m. and I'm down to sleep with Oreos. I'm just like, why did I do that?
Just
It's
wait
vegan.
till you're 30.
Yeah, I'm 24, so I feel like I'll just keep on kicking. I don't know.
Coming here, I want to be very careful in extremes. Like my meat is, my diet is healthier. I don't know that. I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. I believe the meat I eat is better than what you would get at McDonald's.
Then what? Yeah,
think
that's
it's
what I was saying about the
hard to
processed
vegan.
stuff. Like, that's not.
seems
I
like
don't
so
even think
much
that's
work.
real meat, bro.
There's a learning curve.
It's not hard in the grand scheme of things. I feel a lot better putting in the work because I feel more empowered, I guess you could say. The definition of veganism is just as far as what is practicable and possible. It's all about doing your best.
Hey, thank you.
Okay. Well, that was is eating animals wrong, hunter versus vegans. There was a lot of good insight in there. Not in the game changer stuff. I'm not gonna eat a burger tomorrow. Not a regular burger anyway. But yeah. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all did, drop a like for me, subscribe if you're new, follow all my links in the description, follow my Twitch, follow my Instagram, my Twitter, join my Discord, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. I love y'all. Peace.